Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Hearthstone deck spotlight. Today, we are taking a look at Secret Hunter. Just a deck come from Hearthstone. We're just taking a look at some of the higher win rate decks over on Hearthstone, especially once we get towards the end of the expansion. It's always good to kind of take a look at what's been performing well, especially over the course of the entire expansion. Obviously, Odd Paladin at the top, one of the most dominant decks, especially at those high ranks. Really puts the boot to anyone who's just trying to have some fun at rank 20. Odd Paladin really shuts them down, but Secret Hunter comes in at a close second, and I'm really excited to play this deck. Secret Hunter is one of my favorite variants of Hunter. We've definitely played some really fun ones with like Professor Putricide and stuff like that. We were talking about that before in chat, but this is a bit more of a not the most basic version of Secret Hunter. I think the most basic version wouldn't play Subject 9 or anything like that. So this is a little bit out there, but not too far out there. So if you haven't seen Secret Hunter before, the overall strategy of the deck is we have a couple of very high impact cards, namely Lesser Emerald Spellstone. So it summons 2 3/3 wolves. If we play a secret, it upgrades up to 2 times. And we really want to try and play 2 secrets before we deploy our Spellstone, because turn 5, summoning 4 3/3 wolves is just a huge tempo play. If your opponent doesn't have specific answers like Hellfire or something like that, or they don't already have a big board presence, you are generally able to close the game out with Lesser Emerald Spellstone. The other high impact card we have in here is Deathstalker Rexxar. The great thing about Rexxar is he can often win games that do drag late, that do grind out. He can win games on his own, so we don't need to dedicate much else to a late game strategy. We can really just rely on Deathstalker Rexxar, and the way that we can get away with this is by just playing tracking. We can use tracking to help us find Lesser Emerald Spellstone in the first couple of turns so that we can start upgrading it. We can use it to find Rexxar in the late game so that we can have a late game, and it really ties everything together. So we'll start talking about the secrets that we're playing, because we are Secret Hunter. Usually, I think in these decks we'd see 2 Wandering Monster for sure. Then the traps after that are usually metagame dependent. Often it's 2 Wandering Monster, 2 Explosive, if it's a very Zoo heavy metagame or Odd Paladin heavy metagame, and then probably 1 Freezing, 1 Venom Strike, or 1 Freezing, 1 Snake, possibly 2 Freezing if you want to hedge against the Even Lock deck. But because we're playing Subject 9, we've got a smattering of all of the above. 2 Wandering Monsters, because like we said before, it's probably the best secret that we can be playing. And then we've got 1 Explosive, 1 Freezing, 1 Snake, 1 Venom Strike, so that when we do play Subject 9, we're likely to draw 3, 4, maybe 5 cards, which is going to be a huge advantage and really let us upgrade the Spellstones and hopefully close out the game before it goes too long. Outside of that, we'll go through the other cards. So on the 1-drops, we've got Diamol and Secret Keeper. Fantastic 1-drops. This is one of the reasons I like Secret Hunter so much, is because we get to play 2 very high impact 1-drops. Diamol being fantastic because of the follow-up with Crackling Razormaw. We can get plus attack, we can get Divine, Shield, Wind, Fury, +1/+1. Almost anything is good when you hit it on that Diamol. It really allows you to get a lot of pressure, build some pressure in the early game. Secret Keeper also is almost a must-answer threat. You threaten to make it a 2/3 on turn 2, and anything beyond that is just very, very hard to remove. So we look for Secret Keeper to probably absorb some removal in the early game. Otherwise, it's just going to grow out of control. We already talked about Crackling Razormaw. We've got the secrets in here as well. That's all of our 2-drops. We don't have any other 2-drops, and especially not a lot of proactive 2-drops. Onto the 3s, we've got Animal Companion, Bear Shark, Eaglehorn Bow, Kill Command. If you've played Hunter before, you know exactly why these cards are in here. Just very high impact cards. Eaglehorn Bow especially, we're going to hope to gain some durability, threaten to do more face damage or trade with more mid-range minions. Bear Shark in here is a total nightmare for a lot of control decks to deal with, particularly if it gets buffed by Houndmaster, because it usually puts it out of range for all of the board clears, being a 6/5. So that's another reason why this deck is it can be quite strong, because Bear Shark is just very tough to answer if you're like you know, a priest, you really have to rely on Psychic Scream, things like that. Or if you're a mage, big spell mage, you have to rely on a high roll from a Dragon's Breath. So really like the Bear Shark in here. On the fours, we've got Flanking Strike, excellent mid-range card, helps us remove something and also build our board. We've talked about Houndmaster, and that's pretty much the deck. So without further ado, we're going to jump into some games. The only thing that we want to be aware of is just keeping an eye on how good this Subject 9 is with all these varied secrets. And we also just want to keep an eye out on if we would really like to have, like, say, Candleshot Hunter's Mark in the deck. I think that's a totally reasonable thing to want to have, especially in a metagame full of even Warlocks and Druids and just big body minions. So yeah, let's jump to some games and see if we can get some wins. Okay, here against the Priest. So we've got a bit of an interesting situation here. We could keep the Rexar knowing that we're highly likely to go into the late game against a Priest. Unfortunately, the Rexar is a bit of a brick. It's a brick until turn 6. So if we were to mulligan these and draw two similar cards, like a 3-drop and a 4-drop, we're really applying no pressure to this Priest. And that's something that I think we would want to do. But do we think that we can actually close out the game? I think I'm going to keep the Rexar. I think we're going to go to the late game. Hopefully this isn't like Mecha'thun Priest. I think that's a pretty bad matchup for this kind of deck that's trying to be a bit more fair in the early game, really establish itself in the mid game. Whereas the Mecha'thun Priest, really, you need to go under them in order to have the best chance of winning. Spellstone's a great draw. So we could track in here, but I think we just want to maximize our mana. We'll get an upgrade on the Spellstone. I think the only thing we could have trackinged for that we really would have liked would maybe be a Secret Keeper. Glad we didn't. So I think we'll tracking and maybe Hero Power. The other Eaglehorn Bow. Wandering Monster. I'll take the Wandering Monster. Now the question is, what are we doing next turn? Do we want to Hero Power this turn? I think we want to set ourselves up to be able to play Eaglehorn Bow next turn, so... And then Emerald Spellstone on 5, so... This is definitely one of the kind of more important parts of the deck, is trying to sequence your plays so that you both maximize your Spellstone upgrades. I think we'll hit the creeper. Potentially sets us up to kill it with a Rexar later. Means that our opponent doesn't get full value if they have an Ooze. Does look like it's Mecha'thun Priest. Unfortunately for us. Interestingly, one of our opponent's best lines might be to not attack. He's setting up a Holy Nova here? I mean, they have Thalnos, so Holy Nova already kills everything. Maybe they're setting up the Spirit Lash. They have the double Spirit Lash. That would be tremendous. Ooh, Shadow Vision. So probably another Lash coming in our future. So they haven't coined, so they could coin Scream. So maybe we go for Rexar instead, and they can Scream or Lash this, but we'll have Rexar set up so that we can start using the hero power. Spellstone is so good here. Yeah, it was tremendous. I mean, definitely a lot of cards our opponent could have had to punish us, but I think we're in a good situation. Twilight's Call. Okay, that's what they Shadow Visioned, but they did have the second Spirit Lash anyway. So. Coin what? Loot Hoarder?
Mind if I roll need?
Mind if I roll need? Kodo could be good, but I think we want to keep our costs low. Lifesteal Rush. Sure.
I'll never tell.
Alright. So, 2 Spirit Lashes down, 1 Shadow Vision's down. No attack. Okay. Maybe we should have gone a bit bigger on this Zombeast.
I sense your struggle.
Well, that's pretty good for our opponent. Especially if they plan on Psychic Screaming here. Now they have another Giggling Inventor to follow up. Sneaky Snack. Sure. Guess we should hit our opponent for 7. Gemini, what's going on, my boy? We are playing some Secret Hunter today. And enjoying it just a little bit. Just a little bit. No luck. What are my thoughts on Murloc Mage? I really like playing Murloc Mage. I think it's one of the more fun, aggressive decks to play. But it's certainly not for everyone. I think there are a lot of situations with a deck like that where you can just play a game that you never feel like you're in. You know, you come up against like a control deck and they just kill every single one of your threats, and it's turn 6 and they're on 25. And you're never winning that game. I think we want to play this boy. Crackling Razormaw or Life Drinker? Maybe the Razormaw. I want to hit Wind Fury. Charge is great. There we go. Oh my gosh, Gemini with the 500 biddies. I was going to say, for the next month, Twitch has actually got a pretty interesting promotion going on with their with bits, where if you earn bits through any of the extensions, it actually, rather than 50% of the bits going to myself, 100% of them do. So I've actually gone and found something for y'all to throw bits at. And there's actually a little soundboard thing in the top left. If you check that, if you're watching on Twitch right now. Give me some charge. Yes. Charge and Wind Fury. Well, that'll be GG, friends. But yeah, if you use bits through that, 100% of them goes through, and you get to play some cool sounds, which will probably infuriate me. But that's okay. Got him. Okay, up against Warlock. So this is going to be an interesting one for our secrets, I guess.
Tremble before the might of the
I
elves.
think we'll keep this Razormaw, at least as a thing to do on turn 2. I think we're fine playing this on 2, especially if it's Zoolock. We really want to have a body on the bird, a birdie on the bird, very early. Oh, it's so tasty. It's so tasty, chat. So it's not even, so it could be Zoo, it could be Control. Duel Masters, yeah, I love Duel Masters. I wish it went on longer too. I played for a couple of sets. Oh my gosh, the curve here is very real. Yeah, I played Duel Masters for a couple of sets, and honestly, it was one of the most fun games over. Ooh, Control Lock with the big body burn. Now we could go for Eaglehorn Bow to trade here, or we could go for Animal Companion to try and build our board up. Given that it's Control and we could be eating a Coin Hellfire next turn, I think the Eaglehorn Bow is totally reasonable. Keep it coming, I enjoy your content. Oh, Gemini, you're so sweet. Very, very sweet. Oh my gosh! Gemini with the 2500 bits, you could have played 25 sounds for that that many bits. Oh my gosh. I'm kind of glad you didn't, because I'm sure it would get infuriating. But thank you so much. Oh my gosh, let's get this win for Gemini. As if they had a Gluttonous Ooze. Do we trade here or just go face? If we go face and they have Defile, this lets them kill the whole board with Defile. If they have Hellfire, yeah, I think we'll trade. The other thing is this doesn't let them play Hooked Reaver, which I don't think is too common in Control Warlock, but you know, people could play it for sure. A 2.
The end is coming.
A Doom. I think we'll just go for Wandering Monster Steady Shot here. Hit our opponent for twosies. Too much work. Yeah, you probably have to individually go through and click it I don't know if you can like spam the button because it's just like a board of buttons, but I'm sure it would also make for terrible viewing content for the YouTube audience. Someone just spamming a sound that many times. Alright, how do we feel about Spellstone here? Does put lethal on the board in that it puts 9 plus 2 on the board. And our opponent would have to have a Hellfire, so they can't do too much else with their mana. Also lets us tracking this turn.
Who to shoot?
Let's tracking and see what happens. I think we'll just take another tracking. So yeah, this turn they can't have too much. Like I said, they have to have the Hellfire. They've had it for a while. So that's good. Do they want to tap? Go to 6. It's risky. Ooh. Heck yes, Subject 9. That's going to give us 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a full 5. And it's going to thin our deck of all our secrets as well. Also puts lethal on the board if we want to steady shot, which I think we do. Like, they're not attacking our face, they're not attacking our minions, so let's go for it. We both need to hit Legend this month. I'm rank 7 as well. Ooh, I don't think... I might do a Legend push, actually. That's a good... That's actually an interesting thought. I hadn't been thinking about going for Legend this month. But given the amount of decks that just aren't coming out, people are waiting for the next expansion to, I guess, do some deck building. Given the lack of what's coming out, it might be a good idea. Do we want a tracking now? I think we might need all the cards in our deck to kill our opponent.
What to do?
So yeah, we could go for a Legend run. I don't know what we'd do it with. What would we do it with? Maybe Odd Paladin?
Our vigil shall never end.
Where's the bow?
What to do? Death comes.
I'm trying. Well, I want those damn card backs. Oh, so you want the Legend card back? How long have you been trying to go for it, or is this the first month that you're gonna give it a big crack?
Darkness.
Alright, I think we want to... the Sacrificial Pact. One thing that we probably should have done is kept in mind that with the kill commands in our deck, we might have wanted to keep the Diamol so that we could have trackinged for the kill command, got our opponent dead. Now, not so much. The real question here is, does our opponent have Gul'dan? Because if they have Gul'dan, we want to play Rexxar. If they don't have Gul'dan, then we want to find our kill commands, and we want to keep this hero power. I think they probably have Gul'dan. Just the way that they've been playing, that they might have a couple of clunkers in there.
Now.
The eternal hunt has begun.
I cannot wait for the new expansion or the new deck possibilities. Discard Lock is looking like a really fun deck, which I'm happy about. Yeah, totally right. A lot of the Discard Lock stuff is looking pretty sweet. I like how they're kind of melding the Discard Lock stuff together with a lot of the the hand buff stuff. I think they've made some really smart decisions when it comes to that. Let's go cheap. It's an angry chicken. Bark, bark. The old 7-3 Zombiest. Angry chicken. They always have Gul'dan. Well, they didn't have Gul'dan. My girlfriend says we look really similar. And this is the first month I'm actually taking it seriously. Wait, legend or taking it seriously that we look similar? I think if they want to bash this turn, yeah, they'll go with that first, so they don't get their Mountain Giant freezing trapped. But we also get the Venom Strike trap, which is good. Glad we didn't play the Snake trap because it sets up a pretty reasonable defile. And we got 3 charges on the Eaglehorn Bow too. That chicken mad? What's up, cutie? How's your gym session? But look, if also Gemini, if your girlfriend says that we look similar, then you must be a handsome devil.
Must. Runs out.
It's a bit of a... Is that a humble brag? Is that a humble brag? What are they doing here? There's roping. Did they figure it out? Shroom Brewer, 11. Plus we have 8. 15. Okay. Cracky Dackler. Okay. Let's see what we roll. So if we roll Wind Fury or plus attack, we might be able to kill, right? 3, 6, 8. If we roll plus attack, that's 11. 12, 13. I think we'd... No, we can't even kill it if we roll Wind Fury, right?
Which tracks to follow? Senku's fate.
Close, but no cigar. I'd be interested to know what the sequence of rolls we'd need to get to actually lethal our opponent. Like if we had ripped Huffer there, could we have done it? Putting paint all over my hands. Is it good to put paint all over your hands after going to the gym? The legend bit. The delay kills the context. Yes, I wish I had the 2-second delay. Oh my gosh. Actually, that's one of the things when you know, people started migrating to Mixer. That was one of the things I was like, oh, I would, if I could get the 2-second delay, like, I'd genuinely consider it. Oh, built-in Wind Fury on my on the hatchling, on the fledgling rather. So they've played 1 Hellfire, right? 1 Hellfire, 1 Defile. So I guess we should go for these 2 boys.
Job's done.
Is possible maybe we should have only gone for this boy because they have the Spellstone, maybe? Like maybe they're doing this to charge the Spellstone. Whereas if we played it here, they wouldn't have been able to. And they're tapping as well. They really keen for that cooldown? No.
But your world is still
Well, I think we made the wrong decision going for the Rexar. I think we definitely should have tried to tracking to dig for that kill command to finish the game earlier. But we did get a little bit lucky in that our opponents had a bit of a clunker, I think. And we were able to push through with the power of the Deathstalker. GG.
Holy for the might of the elves.
Okay, up here against the mage. I think this is another matchup where we have to consider keeping Rexar in our opening hand. You know, most mage builds that we've seen have been very controlling. Only aggressive mage deck out there is probably Murloc, or like one of the Mechlock mage decks. I think we'll keep the Rexar. Rexar Razormaw. See if we can get lucky. Just like the last game. Rip Diamol. No luck today. But we can go for like Coin Bear Shark into Razormaw on the Bear Shark. Maybe hit Divine Shield. That would be sick. Possibly the Death Rattle as well. Oh, or we can just draw the Diamol. Oh, better lucky than good, friends. Better lucky than good. See what our opponent is up to. Is our Diamol just going to get pinged? They got a Archaeomancer. No! Murloc. Murloc Mage with no 1-drop. I mean, we have the Explosive, we have the Deathstalker Rexar, so... We are geared for this. Poisonous now creating a bit of a difficulty. Do they ping this and do nothing this turn? Do they... I drew with the Murloc Raider. Alright. Think we go for Animal Companion here? Or do we go for Bear Shark? We do have the Flanking Strike if they have War Leader. If we Animal Companion hit... We really just want to hit Misha. Leok's fine.
Who to shoot?
Guess we'll go Bear Shark. And trade. Sucks to trade our Razormaw for a 2-1, but you know, we know the game plan of the Murloc Mage. We just got to try and minimize as much that early game damage as possible. This matches up really well with our Flanking Strike, unfortunately. So now if we hit Misha or Huffer, it's good. Damn it, Leok! Betrayed again. Do we coin out this Explosive Trap? I don't think we need to. I think we want to save it to potentially coin this Rexar. Oh, Leok's just so bad here. Really matches up poorly with almost anything a Murloc Mage would do. Except for play more Murloc Raiders. Matches up very well against that. There's the War Leader. Bluegill trade. Okay. So yeah, maybe we go Flanking Strike, Coin Explosive, and then we can drop Deathstalker Rexar next turn. Also upgrades our Spellstone. Gurgler, well, yeah, Twilight is pretty good. Oh, damn. I was actually gonna say the when we coined that secret, it's like, oh, we do kind of get punished if we draw the second Spellstone.
The
Kill that so they can't ping our guy. We have the explosive set up as well, so it's going to take care of everything. It does kind of suck that we don't have the Eagle Horn Bow in play. Maybe our opponent's not going to go for it though. They could try for a another Cold Light Seer. They could try for a the Beast. If they're attacking first, they surely don't have it though. Ooh, I see that deck, Gemini. We'll take a look in a second. What, is it Secret Hunter? Or Death Rattle Hunter? Alright, come on. Give me Wandering Monster, off the top. That ain't Wandering Monster. I think we do go for the Spellstone and the Wildebeest this turn. Yeah, sure. Taunt? Probably? So maybe now we just go for Eagle Horn Bow, Secret Keeper. Play them all long-term game plan of playing both of these at full power. With the biggest Subject 9 I've ever seen. Oh, it's Cube Hunter. Awesome. I'll take a look at that. Opponent with the big restock. No, playing Frostbolt. That's interesting. I think most of the Murloc Mage decks that I saw were just Book of Spectres and Fireball.
Of creation.
Oh no. Therefore. I'm really excited for Quest Hunter. Yeah, a lot of people are. I think any time Hunter has something different to do, it's always exciting. Because Hunter has existed for such a long time as like a very samey deck. You know, you're basically always playing either face or nothing. And it's only the last couple of expansions where we've got like, you know, we've got Secret Hunter, we've got Mid-Range Hunter, Death Rattle Hunter, Cube Hunter. Okay. Alright. So this might scare our opponent off from going face. They might think it's like explosive. They can probably assume that it's Wandering Monster as well. Seems to be a lot of support. Yeah. I don't know if it's like they printed that Spring Paw Links thing specifically to support the Quest Hunter, or if they just thought that it was a nice idea in general. Yeah. That's pretty good. If they get Divine Shield, they might decide to go face here. Okay, plus health. Probably the same game plan. Get out of here. Ping? Ping and then Luna? Luna Tread?
Time runs out on me.
Okay. So we want to take out this Murloc War Leader, for sure. I think we use our face to do so.
An easy target.
We still have Wandering Monster set up as well. I don't think we need to deploy any more secrets. I think we'll just go for the Peace. Oh my gosh. Not the greatest of rips here. Hero power first. Yeah, I think we should have definitely hero powered the poison bloatbat. The poison rush bloatbat, right? Yeah, we should have hero powered first there, just in case. But luckily we didn't get punished. Second Megazord. Alright, if we can make it through this, then we should be good. Our opponent's always is a fireball down. J01000111. What up, Tommy? It's your boy. How you going? How's your week been? Been up to anything interesting? Got anything going on the weekend? Let me know. Poisonous, okay. Poisonous on all these boys. And us. Alright, what are we doing here? You die. You can die. You can die. Whew, rough one. Gone well. Crushing an MTGO tournament right now. Sweet, sweet praise. Nice. What, is it standard? Is it limited? Is there an explosive left in the deck? No, we're only playing one explosive trap because of the subject 9. Trades. Okay. He just really doesn't want to trigger this wandering monster. It's like, I figured it out. I'm not going to run into it. Got him. Nice. So we did let our opponent back into the game by not killing that Luna. Like, we could have traded out the last charge of our Eaglehorn bow plus something else, I believe. But yeah, that was fantastic. We did really well. Let's take another look at the deck. Once again, this deck comes to us courtesy of Hearthstone. All the links down in the description if you are watching on YouTube. Yeah, I really like this deck. I think if I was going to take it onto the ladder with the intention of trying to grind out the most games and trying to, I guess, trying to build a very ladder-centric deck, I would probably look at cutting the Subject 9 and playing a more concentrated group of secrets, playing the ones that are best against the decks you've seen. You know, we played against a Murloc Mage there, we played against a Control Warlock, we played against, I forget what the other match was, but I think, you know, Freezing Trap, Explosive Trap, probably cutting the Snake Traps and the Venom Strike Traps, and just playing Wandering Monster, and the other two would probably be a bit of a better metagame call, and it leaves you room to play a little bit more tech. You could play another secret, you could play Spellbreakers, stuff like that. But overall, fantastic deck, really fun, especially with the Subject 9. Love drawing 5 cards with Subject 9. But until next time, my name is Tommy Wave. Best place to catch me is on Twitter at Tommy_Wave. And please, stay safe, stay wavy, and upgrade your spellstones. Bye. I hope you enjoyed that video. check out other ones over here, or come subscribe to the Wave Pool for more excellent times.